Hi everybody, Melissa Mountain here. I just wanted to talk to you for a minute about fluoride because I think now is a really excellent time to revisit campaigning to get fluoride out of our public water. As you may have seen recently, Harvard published a meta-analysis in a federal journal claiming that fluoride actually has been shown to lower the IQ in children. It harms their developing brains. And this is a big deal because historically Harvard has been on the other side of that argument. So for them to come forward now and admit it's an issue is big. And you know, when you go into one of these situations where you try and talk to city council or even just your neighbor and say, hey, why do you think we're drinking this chemical that's supposed to help our teeth? And you say things like, well, did you know Hitler used to fluoridate the water in Nazi concentration camps, and I'm pretty sure Hitler wasn't sitting around worried about the prisoners' teeth. People tend to look at you like you're nuts. You know, they've been told for a really long time that fluoride's good for them. They don't even have to be shown why it's good for them in any kind of hard proof. They just have been told for it for so long that it's been an accepted truth, even though there's really nothing behind it to really show that ingesting fluoride is good for you. There's nothing there. Fluoride was actually grandfathered in by the FDA. They've never done a clinical trial on it. They don't have to because it was grandfathered in before the law, the 1938 law requiring testing. So if you go and look, fluoride is not on the FDA's approved drug list for ingestion. It's just not there. And you know, fluoride it's a chemical byproduct. There's 3 types they can put in your water. One of those is a liquid that comes from fertilizer manufacturing. It's a byproduct of manufacturing fertilizer. Fill me up a tall frosty glass of that. That sounds thirst quenching. You know, and we're drinking this. And we're not only drinking it, we're paying in most of our communities thousands of dollars a year in taxpayer money to drink it. Yay. You know, I would rather just go, if I want fluoride, I'd rather just go pay $1 for toothpaste. Why would I want to drink that? You know, and basically it's one of the only things that we're medicated with outright, okay? So this is put into your water. It doesn't matter how old you are. It's the only drug I can think of that you get prescribed. Well, not technically since they just make you take it anyway. But they don't base it on your age. They don't base it on your weight. They don't look at your other health factors. And so it's going to affect everybody, but it depends on how much you get, on how much water you drink, how old you are. I mean, all of those things are a factor. So that to me is ridiculous. I don't know any other medicine that it's the same as good for everyone, but it doesn't matter that, you know, you're a 50-pound, you know, 8-year-old or something. I mean, that's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. Okay? And fluoride actually can cause fluorosis if you have too much of it. And we've all seen pictures of what that looks like on your teeth. So if it can do that to bone, which is a pretty tough material, and it bioaccumulates, it does accumulate over time, then let's all just consider what it's doing to our organs and soft tissues when you drink that and swallow it. You know, it doesn't sound like a good time to me. So, and there are studies out there to show what that does, to show that it impairs thyroid function, kidney function, that it can calcify your pineal gland. I mean, there's all kinds of studies that show the adverse effects of fluoride on your body. They're out there. So just because Harvard came forward and looked at a few and went, oh yeah, this is no good, is not really a shock to most of us. But the fact that they're admitting it is good. And really, the bottom line here that I don't and have never understood is, okay, so why is tooth health better or more important or more dire than organ health, the rest of your body? I mean, if you want fluoride, you can go down to the drugstore and buy a tube of toothpaste for $1, okay? If your kidneys are jacked up because you've been drinking fluoride all your life and you're getting too much, which happens from time to time, you'll see that in the news where they accidentally put too much for 5 weeks and didn't tell anybody because they didn't realize the pipe was broken or something. You get that going on, and you're not going to be able to just go down to Walgreens and buy something for $1 that's going to help you fix your broken organs. So, I mean, this is just, it's full-on ridiculousness that's just been passed down from decades. So we really need to get on this now. We can say, hey, look, Harvard said it's bad for you. Most people will at least listen to you then. And regardless of what you think about Harvard, at least it's something that people can identify with that's finally coming forward and admitting fluoride is not good. Okay, it's not good for us to ingest fluoride. It's just not. So I wrote a letter to my local newspaper. I will include a link to that below. Feel free to use that, rewrite it, take part, take it all. I don't care. You know, have that. I'm going to go ahead and include links to the Fluoride Action Network because they've got tons of studies you can look at. They've got a really good list called 50 reasons to oppose fluoride. I challenge anybody who thinks fluoride is awesome just because their dentist told them so to go ahead and read that list, think critically, and then come back and say they still feel really good about it. So I'm going to include that below. That'll give you some really great ideas. There's Natural News, Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com. They've got lots of good information on fluoride. I'll include some of those links as well. And I mean, I just really implore everyone to consider getting on this because this is ridiculous that we're still paying money to ingest a chemical waste that affects negatively all other systems and organs in our body. And really, they've never done anything to show how great it is for your teeth either. And especially not from ingesting it. There's not yet one clinical trial or study, because they didn't have to, so they just didn't, to show that this is in any way beneficial to you to drink fluoride. Okay? So, anyway, this is Melissa Melton. My blog is truthstreammedia.com, and I'll talk to you guys later. See this? No fluoride here. None. And you know what else, by the way? My dentist said I'm in excellent oral health. So, no fluoride for over a year. He's got no complaints. Think about it, okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.